What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition, Chief Marketing Officer, TigerFitness.com, creator of the one and only, often imitated but never duplicated. Yeah, it's imitated every day. Outright Bar, as well as partner in the Ambrosia Collective and 015 Nutrition. Let's talk a little bit about foam rolling. And this is a video where I kind of say that as my experience and my knowledge and the people I speak to come in, as I learn more and more and more and more, I reserve the right to not necessarily change my position on a topic, but to modify or at least question it. Now, I'm still in the midst of gathering information on what my final opinion on this is. But after speaking to really smart people like my own personal chiropractor, Dr. Ross Keys, and after speaking to a lot of people who are involved in recovery, rehabilitation, et cetera, I am starting to question my position on foam rolling. Now, as an Exos trainer, Exos is big on pillar prep. Pillar prep involves foam rolling, pin rolling, all kinds of rolling. Dr. Stu, who I am tremendous friends with, starts every workout session with foam rolling. I myself have multiple videos. If you type in pillar prep Lobliner, you will know that I am a huge proponent of the use of the foam roller, of the use of the pin roller. And I do believe they have application. However, I'm also going to delve into deep tissue massage. I have videos on this channel going into why I believe in deep tissue massage, and also the fact that deep tissue massage does have some research to show that it might have some valuable implications in recovery and in basically injury, healing, and prevention. Very, very scarce data, but there is data nonetheless. So I'm going to tell you where my mind's going right now. Basically, it's one of those, if it's good, more is better type situations. Now, I remember back in the day on regen days, and this is where Exos gets it right. Exos does some quick foam rolling. You know, we'll focus on an area that hurts, we'll roll it out. We'll hit the target area, we'll find an area that hurts, and we'll let it kind of sit there and kind of release, right? What I'm seeing at the gym is I literally see people warming up for literally 45 minutes to an hour of foam rolling, of pin rolling. And I'm a big fan. I like the percussion massagers, you know, like the Theragun and stuff. I think they're great, not for what a lot of people use them for, where I like things like Theragun, where I like things like the guns that like the vibrators, where I like them is I like them for neurological adaptation and stimulation. If I want to activate my chest more during training and I go ahead and I use a percussion massager on my chest, I'm going to stimulate those muscles, create that mind-muscle connection. I really like it from a neurological standpoint. From a recovery standpoint, as long as you don't press too hard where you're causing bruising, you're causing more blood flow to come to the area. More blood flow to the area, more nutrients delivered equals potential faster recovery. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of the Marc Pro. If you go to marcpro.com, the coupon code is Lobliner. Marc Pro is a stim unit, which you put on your body, and it creates, basically it helps to move blood and nutrients around, help to get lactic acid moving, and helps you recover. Big fan of that. But what I'm seeing now is I actually see people encouraging more trauma. I see people encouraging less recovery because they're going so hard on their recovery program that they're actually creating a new stimulus for their body to recover from. I remember I used to go into deep tissue massage. I used to tell the masseuse to beat me up because they need to get through and break through and all the muscle and redo the fascia. Look, man, your fascia is pretty strong. It'll take tons. You will break your body before you actually get through to your fascia. Now, your fascia is extremely malleable, but like, let's be real, man. You're not stretching your fascia. You're not breaking through the fascia. All you're doing is you're massaging it out. You're getting some areas worked looser, but you're not, if you go to the point of malleable, of actually moving, of contorting your fascia, that's going to add a lot of time to your recovery. In fact, it might even injure you. What I'm getting at, and I know I'm taking a lot of time to set up where I'm going. Bro, you ever watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Remember the intro song? Now this is a story all about how the protein bar world got flipped, turned upside down. I'd like to just sit right there, tell you how we came out with the outright bar. Well, right here. So check it out. There were two flavors that we launched with. We launched them at the Mr. Olympia, and everybody was like, it was 2018, a beautiful year. A beautiful year, a free year. And we went to the Olympia with this bar no one ever heard of. And we said, hey, we have two flavors. That's right, two flavors. And all the ladies, all the men were like, what? And we're like, yeah, try it. They're like, well, I don't like protein bars. They're chalky. We said, no! We made this ish good. So we had two flavors. One was oatmeal raisin peanut butter. And the other,
chocolate chip peanut butter.
These are what started them all. I'm going to just take you a trip down memory lane. Now, if y'all ever eaten an oatmeal raisin cookie, look at that. The oats, the texture, the raisins, nostalgia.
And right here, you
the
got
OG.
The peanut butter, the chocolate chips. You got oats in there. So good. Texture's so soft.
If you want to take a trip down memory games, you want to buy these. These are the ones that start them all. Chocolate chip, peanut butter outright bar, as well as the oatmeal raisin peanut butter. Get them now. Is in moderation. Foam rolling, pin rolling, and all those other forms of percussion therapy are good. For example, if you're training glutes, if you're training legs, let's say you're doing squats, doing your cross-legged and moving the foam roller and finding your tight areas and just moving the foam roller and hitting it for maybe 30 seconds to a minute and then getting off it, going to the other side. That might be a good idea. If post-workout, you want to get a little bit of foam rolling in just to move through some areas that are causing you issues, maybe your IT bands, not a bad idea. If using the foam roller because your lower back is tight and you're able to put your legs up in position to the point where it's putting some force and pressure on your QL or your SI, which by the way are pretty hard to get to with a foam roller, you might need like a lacrosse ball, not a bad idea. If you're going to a massage therapist and they're working through massaging your body, maybe there's a tight area in your back and they're pressing down on with their elbow. That's great. If your massage therapist is pushing so hard that you have bruises all over your body and you look like you went on a date with Ike Turner in the 1980s, probably not a good idea. I see a lot of people on their off days doing hours, literally hours of foam. I'm not even kidding. It sounds like I'm doing hyperbole, but for some reason at the gyms I go to, there's the one or two guys that are doing these, they bring a bag, like they bring a goddamn bag, like a suitcase full of instruments to torture themselves with. Like my wife and I have less space in our sex closet than these guys do, and we get freaky as hell. Like they got all kinds of crazy shit. Don't look at me like that, Katie. I'm just playing. We're like the sex equivalent of power lifters, you know, who go raw. We don't need equipment. We don't need a squat suit. We don't even use straps. We go raw. We go barefoot. We go raw. No belt. Anyway, I'm getting aroused. I need to stop talking like this. So check it out. At the end of the day, I think as the fitness community goes, well, if 100 milligrams is good, then 500 milligrams is better, then 1,000 milligrams is awesome. Well, if training 4 days a week is good, then training 5 days a week is better, then training 7 days a week is better. If 30 minutes of cardio is good, then 45 minutes is better, then 2 hours is better. If foam rolling, just hitting the areas that hurt, and just working them out a little bit, just working out the trouble areas, just kind of getting some release, getting that area to quote unquote release. If that's good, then releasing every single inch of my body is better. If going to the massage therapist, getting a nice relaxing massage and having that cool little Japanese mood music going on and waking up after my massage and feeling good is good, then going to a masseuse that weighs 300 pounds, uses their elbows and does handstands to make sure they have enough pressure on my back is better. Moderation, fellas, moderation. Foam rolling is fine as long as you do it in moderation. I'm going to go into tempering tools and I might offend some of my friends. Okay, now Donnie Thompson did some really cool things with his distraction methods. He has these tempering tools. I have one. It's about 50 pounds. And what you do is it's basically a foam roller. Instead of using your body weight, you're using the weight of the tempering tool. I've actually had work done on me when I was in Virginia. I forgot the guy's name at a Nutrition Corners event. Back was killing me from flying. I was prepping for something, for a fight. I don't remember what it was. I think it was a guest posing. I was really, really lean. And my back was killing me. This guy got in, worked it out. Took about 5 minutes to go, all right, you're done. I don't want to do too much damage. He could have probably put that thing on me, worked every part of it, beat me up, stepped on me, elbow dropped me, done the Hulk Hogan leg drop across my fucking face. And he could have done all that shit. No. He did what was needed. He got in, got out, felt like a new man afterwards. Now, I see people now using, if a 50-pound tempering device is best, well, maybe I need a 200-pound tempering device. Maybe I need a 300-pound. Maybe I need a 200-pound tempering device, and I can stand on it. Or I could put 2 midgets on each side and make it even heavier. I don't know if it's good or bad. I haven't seen data to either way if tempering is good or bad. I know my experience when done with a moderate weight and done right where I need it, it can do some magical things. However, I do find that when I use one that's too heavy to the point where it hurts and I'm about to cry, like your rehab work should not make you want to cry and kick your therapist in the face. I don't think so anymore. I used to be that guy. I go to the massage therapist and people be like, hey, have a good massage. I'd be like, it's never good. It's not relaxing. It hurts. And then the last time my wife went and got a deep tissue massage by a phenomenal therapist, phenomenal. My wife, she's like, go hard, whatever. And she got a little bit messed up. And it wasn't the massage therapist's fault. It's like maybe she had too much trauma from her training session and the trauma compounded on the trauma that she already had. So then she went and saw our good friend, Dr. Susan Keys, and Susan fixed her right up. Susan's a chiropractor, but beyond a chiropractor, I give Susan 100% credit. My daughter was having hemiplegic migraines, nothing wrong with her brain, had all the scans and everything. Susan fixed her. She hasn't had a hemiplegic migraine, which is basically a migraine that presents as a stroke, debilitated my daughter for 1 to 2 days, usually came after activity. So Susan's amazing. If you're ever in the Tennessee area, look up Dr. Susan Keys or Dr. Ross, her husband. He works on me. So what I'm saying is, look, guys, more isn't always better. And if you're trying to recover, I'm just going to say recovery shouldn't hurt worse than the training. Okay, that's what I've learned. Foam rolling is fine, and maybe it hurts a little bit, like, I'm going to keep the foam roller right there because that's where it is. Or if you find the lacrosse ball, you find your little SI or QL, you're like, there it is. I'm going to sit there. Okay, it released. Good. That might be a good thing. But if you're going into the deep tissue massage and you're coming out feeling like you just came out of going 3 rounds with Mike Rashid, not Mike Tyson, Mike Rashid. Mike Rashid would hurt you in 3 rounds. Then you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. So there's my opinion. I know a lot of people are going to not like me for this. I know a lot of really good therapists who believe in beating the shit out of people. They're going to hate me for this, but I don't care. It's my opinion. And if my opinion offends you, that's good, because that means that you're going to come back with a counter opinion very respectfully, and you're going to prove me wrong. Like I said, man, I used to be in the mindset of beating the shit out of people to make them recover. And now Gary Reinl, who wrote Iced, who actually is behind the Marc Pro, he actually told me, I was like, how high should I turn the stim unit? And he's like, I'm like, if I put it at that level, it's kind of painful. He's like, recovery shouldn't be painful, Mark. I'm like, wow. He said that to me like 2 years ago, and I'm just now figuring it out. Again, man, I don't have all the answers. I have a lot of answers. Have a lot of education on the topic. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I have credentials. I'm an athletic coach. I'm a speed coach. I'm a strength coach. And I'm also, a guy who trains. I'm a guy who boxes every 3 days a week. I'm a guy who weight trains 7 days a week, 6 days a week. I'm a guy who's been a pro bodybuilder. I'm a guy who's played football. I have experience. I'm a guy who's powerlifted. I have experience. So use my experience and my mistakes as a way to prevent the mistakes that I made. And if I'm wrong, I want you to take this video. I want you to send it to people who believe in beating you up. And I want them to prove me wrong because like you, I want the answers. I want the fucking answers. And as I find new answers, I'm going to tell you the new answers because I don't want you to fucking waste time finding the answers. I want you to have the answers. I want you to go out and fucking make gains and feel great and live your best life ever. That's why I'm here. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and of course, for all your health and supplement needs, go to tigerfitness.com and support it. And of course, if you have time, I want you to, here we go. You ready? Go to Tiger Fitness, had you there. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. That's not a game. Peak Physicor is probably my favorite supplement ever created. It helps subjects double their bench press max when compared to placebo. An 8.5 increase in peak power. 11% increase in VO2 max, which means more sets, more reps, more endurance, more overload, more gains, and a 5% increase in lean body mass. These are valid human studies, guys. This is an amazing supplement, non-hormonal, completely non-hormonal. It works all natural. It's grass status safe. This is a supplement for you. Give Peak Physicor a try. It stacks well with everything.